Hey, what it do, y'all? What it do? What it do? Gotta take a sip to this one. Oh man. Woo. Yeah, gotta take a sip to this. Gotta take a sip to this one. Here we go. Well, I'll take y'all down memory lane. This won't be a long one, just real quick. But have two examples. Like I said, real quick, bear with me. You'll want to stick around to the very end of this particular video, especially if this resonates. Well, one time I was trying to talk to a particular gal and, just wanted to give her a holler. Long story short, she told me that I was just too GQ. And I'll never forget that because I ain't never had no one tell me that I was too GQ before. But, you know, saw the GQ magazines and all that, and I realized, well, I guess I'm just too fresh, too dapper, too debonair. I was just too much of that guy. Maybe I had too much sauce, too much juice, whatever you want to call it. But there was just a little too much for her. And a lot of the feminine really feel that way. A lot of the feminine, of course, I'm not generalizing, but I'm just saying, like, a lot of them really don't want to deal with a guy that's just too much for them. And actually, I have a third example to throw in here for that. And I'll say that towards the end. So, like I said, stick around. But yeah, she told me I was too GQ. From what I was told, she was just used to dealing with guys that just was on the bad end of, I won't say the bad end of the law, but they were just not trying to be good guys. Let's put it that way. And I was just like, okay, I accepted it as a compliment. You'll realize I'll say that quite a bit in this particular video. But yeah, I was just like, hey, I'll take that as a compliment. So, second time, went to a gas station just getting some snacks before I went into work. So, one time in particular, I was dressed up in my suit because I actually do wear suits to work. And this cashier chick always gave me a hard time, and I would never understand it. Like, why you give me an attitude? You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. I'm actually fresh, like going to work about my business, trying to keep my head over my shoulders. I ain't saying I got it all together, but I'm getting it together. Like I'm doing something basically. Like, come on, man. Really? But I found my answer the following day. Next time they needed me to come to work, they needed me to help them clean up some stuff, because they were short on some employees. So I wore some scrubs, just wore like some construction type of clothing to help them clean up some heavy duty stuff. Came to the cashier. Once again, she now talking to me all respectfully and all nice. I was like, hold up, what's going on with her? Why is she nice to me now that I'm not wearing a suit? What is it about that suit? So my answer was just that. She don't like guys that come in looking all dressed up. It was something about that pretty much outclassed her. I guess it goes back to the chick that didn't want to talk to me because she thought I was too GQ. Let me know what y'all think about all these examples, by the way. And then last but not least, you know, I had a chick turn me down because she said that I was too much for her. And I was like, what do you mean by that? And of course, even with the previous gal at the gas station, the cashier, I took that as a compliment that she felt some type of way about me wearing a suit. Because I'm like, well, I guess I was, the way I'm kind of set up, like Kevin Hart used to say in his videos, in his comedy shoots, the way I got things set up, I don't think, you probably, I like things dapper a certain way. I like things dapper a certain way. And if you don't like my dapper because you're a little messy, then you know, don't know what your car look like. If you keep your car up, if you keep your place up, I have no idea. So, uh, you know, but yeah, going back to the third example I'm gonna give y'all. So yeah, I had a girl that told me, I was just a little too much for her. I didn't understand it at the time, but She basically explained how she's never been really intimate with anybody, and that she's never really had a man, like a real man type of man, like men doing what men do. Yeah, men doing what men do when they want to get with somebody, like the real courtship, the intimacy side of things, long before the sex, like all of that stuff. Like that was just new to her. She just was used to having a fun time, and maybe it didn't really take much to get her going, or in a sense of where there wasn't like a process to all of that, to where like, yo, I want to see some out of you like you seeing out of me. That was just a little too much for her. But I took that as a compliment because she didn't try to be mean about it. She just said it was just a little too much for her. And for a lot of the feminine, they feel that way. Like a lot of what was old school and what still is old school, it's just too much for a lot of the feminine these days. A lot of them want to date, but nothing serious, right? They say that a lot, and I'm just like, geez, like what happened? But that's where we at with it. You know, you're too GQ. You're too much. You're too original. If you really want to see it that way, nice guys are too original. Man, means you gotta be fake out here. You gotta be something you're not. I'd say that. Maybe I should change the name of my playlist for all of this nice guy stuff. Just call it you being the original guy. Thanks a million.